In today's episode of The Story of Animals, we journey into the frozen, wind-swept wilderness of the Arctic, where the snow crunches, the wind howls, and one feathery creature reigns with a stare so intense it could probably see through your soul. Today's topic, the snowy owl, the ghost of the Arctic sky. Few birds command instant respect like the snowy owl. Imagine a creature that looks like it escaped from a fantasy novel, gliding silently across an endless white landscape like a feathery winter ninja. But don't let the adorable fluff fool you. This bird is a top-tier predator, basically the Arctic's version of Batman, but with better eyesight and significantly more feathers. Let's start with what makes the snowy owl truly unusual. First, their color-changing wardrobe. Most birds stick to one outfit, maybe two if they're feeling stylish during mating season. But snowy owls? They're fashion icons. Males get whiter as they age, like they're leveling up in some Arctic role-playing game. Female snowy owls, meanwhile, sport more dark spots and bars, looking like they're wearing the world's fluffiest camouflage sweater. These patterns aren't for style. They help the owls hide in open tundra, which, by the way, has about as much cover as a bald man hiding behind a matchstick. Next up, the eyes. Snowy owls have giant, piercing yellow eyes that seem to say, "I know what you did." These eyes don't move in their sockets, so instead of shifting their gaze, they just swivel their entire head, up to 270 degrees. If that sounds unsettling, that's because it is. Imagine talking to someone who turns their head nearly all the way around like it's a perfectly normal thing to do. Snowy owls think it's absolutely normal, but here's something even cooler. Snowy owls can see incredibly well both day and night, which they absolutely need because Arctic summers have basically zero nighttime, and winters have about zero daytime. Nature said, "Good luck," and snowy owls said, "Bet." Now let's talk feathers. Snowy owls don't just have feathers. They have so many feathers that they look like they're wearing a full-body parka 24/7. Their legs and toes are covered in thick, fluffy insulation, giving them what is essentially built-in snow boots. If you've ever tried walking outside barefoot in winter, you'll appreciate how brilliant this design is. But what's even stranger? Their feathers make their flight almost completely silent. That means when a snowy owl swoops in, its prey has no idea what's happening until, poof, instant owl. Silent flying is normal for owls, but snowy owls do it on a whole new level. It's stealth technology meets fluff. Speaking of prey, snowy owls don't mess around. Their favorite snack? Lemmings, lots of lemmings. No, really. A single snowy owl can eat more than 1,600 lemmings in 1 year. That is enough to qualify as a lemming annihilation machine. During breeding season, they can catch one lemming every few minutes. If there were an Olympic sport for rodent catching, snowy owls would dominate so hard other birds wouldn't even show up. What's extra unusual is how dramatically snowy owl populations rise and fall depending on lemming numbers. When lemmings are plentiful, snowy owls can raise huge broods, up to 11 chicks, each one a fluffy little snowball with attitude. When lemmings are scarce, they might skip breeding entirely. It's the ultimate no food, no babies policy. Now you may be thinking, they live in the Arctic, so they never leave, right? Wrong. Snowy owls are full of surprises. Some winters, they suddenly show up far south, way south, like airports, parking lots, football fields, and even beaches. These sudden mass migrations are called eruptions, and they're basically the snowy owl equivalent of saying, "We're bored of the Arctic. Let's go sightseeing." These birds might perch on rooftops, lamp posts, or the hood of your car like they own the place, and honestly, they kind of do. Snowy owls have major main character energy. Finally, the thing that might be the most unusual of all, they're incredibly calm around humans. This isn't because they like us. It's because in the Arctic, they rarely see humans at all. So when one shows up in a city, they sometimes stare at people like, "What is that tall pink lemming doing?" This makes them remarkably photogenic and occasionally confused. As we wrap up today's adventure, remember this. The snowy owl is one of nature's most iconic creatures, silent, stylish, and built for a world that would freeze most of us in minutes. It's a bird of mystery, beauty, and an incredible list of unusual adaptations that make it a true legend of the Arctic. Now, it's time to see how much you've learned from today's episode. We've got 3 fun trivia questions coming up. Ready? Let's start. Question 1. What helps snowy owls stay warm in freezing Arctic conditions? A. Heated nests. B. Thick feathers covering even their legs and toes. C. Hot water stored in their wings. D. Constant sunlight. The correct answer is B. Thick feathers covering even their legs and toes. Snowy owls have dense insulation everywhere, even on their feet, allowing them to withstand harsh Arctic temperatures with built-in snow boots. Let's try another question. Question 2. What is one unusual hunting behavior of snowy owls? A. They hunt underwater. B. They chase prey on foot. C. They catch hundreds of lemmings in a single season. D. They use tools to trap prey. The correct answer is C. They catch hundreds of lemmings in a single season. Snowy owls rely heavily on lemmings and can consume well over 1,000 per year, making them extremely efficient rodent hunters. Let's move on to the last question for this episode. Question 3. Why do snowy owls sometimes appear far outside the Arctic? A. They get lost during migration. B. They prefer warmer beaches in winter. C. They experience eruptions depending on food availability. D. They follow other owl species south. The correct answer is C. They experience eruptions depending on food availability. When food like lemmings becomes scarce, snowy owls may travel far south in large numbers in search of better hunting grounds. Great job if you got all 3 questions correct. If not, don't worry. You've just learned some amazing facts about one of the Arctic's coolest animals. If you enjoyed this video, please check out our other binge-able channels. Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution.